Hello and welcome to TA4 Fitness. I am Coach Stefan, and this workout you are about to do is a full body workout from my longevity program series. It's going to use intervals, get your heart rate up, and it should be a great workout for you. If you like it, please check the text below this video. You can learn how to get more access to them. And otherwise, have a great workout. Hello and welcome to TA4 Fitness. This is a full body strength workout. So for this workout, you're going to need a dumbbell, possibly two, because you might want a different weight for each of the exercises. And we're going to follow all of our standard rules. You should have no pain in these exercises. Breathe through your nose. In fact, if you could tape your mouth, that's highly suggested. I do that every workout. Be barefoot if you can, or in zero drop shoes. It's always good to train your feet, as long as you don't have any foot conditions or anything going on. And lastly, it is important to write in your journal when you repeat this exercise so you can see your improvement, and just do your best. Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to go over all the exercises first. And then once the workout starts, there'll be no demos. We're just going to jump right from workout to workout and keep us going. And we'll, of course, have some different cool downs in between exercises and stuff too. So one of the first exercises we're going to need to talk about today is a floor press. And this is going to be a single dumbbell. So I'm going to grab my dumbbell here, and I'm going to show you guys how this works. Feel free, if you're watching this and not skipping this, to check and test your weight you're going to use here. So this one here, you're going to be on the floor on your back. You're going to just have your knees bent. You're going to bring a dumbbell up next to your side. So my elbow's bent next to my side here. I'm going to rest my head on the ground, and then I'm going to press up and rotate. So it's going to look like this. My other hand can just be resting on my leg. I'm going to press up and rotate. So my thumb rotates in, I come down, touch the ground, go right back up. It's just a touch on the ground, and then we go right back up. Now we're going to use a tempo today. And what that means is I want you to go 1, 2, 3. So slow down and press up for 1. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, press up for 1. So we're going to control the negative. That's the first exercise I want to talk about. All right, second exercise, we're going to be alternating. If you're going to start with your weak hand and then go to your strong hand. If you don't have one, then start whichever one you want to start with. We're going to do a gorilla row. Now, usually of the two exercises, this one you tend to be stronger on. So you're going to have this kind of sumo type stance with your feet wide. You're going to grab a weight. You're going to put your elbow on the other leg to brace here. So you will get a little leg work, but you're going to brace for your back here. You're going to grab this weight. And this tempo, you're going to row up for 1 and just go down for 2. So a little less slowing down on the negative, because that makes it a lot harder. So you go 1 and down for 2. And in this one here, you're going to try to row up, pulling back here. But obviously you got to be careful of the size of your dumbbell so you don't hit yourself in the leg here. You're just going to row on up, pull this side there, and 2 seconds down. All right. So that's the first exercise we need to talk about. All right. Now, next exercise on the agenda I want to touch base on here is we're going to do some knee over toe calves. If you haven't done these before, if these bother your knee, you're going to do our regular straight leg calves. But you almost line up in a similar position here with a slight angle. And then what you're going to do is, and this could be a wall or anything you have your hands on, you're going to bend your knees. You're going to try and bring your knees in line with your hips, in line with your shoulders. And then if you just watch, I'm going to let my feet sink to the ground. This is the calf raise part. I'm getting a stretch. And now I'm going to do the calf raise and bend on up. But my knees stay bent. A lot of times people do this exercise, they straighten their whole legs like this. And the goal is just to keep your knees bent, sink to the ground, and then do that calf raise. Your legs are going to want to straighten. But the goal here is to see my knees are over my toes. So my muscles around my knees are bracing the whole time. So it's a knee health exercise. Okay. Any pain, just straighten your legs and come on out. Next exercise I want to talk about today, we're going to do some box squats today. Now, I put away my bench for recording here, but basically you're going to find a height, and I'll bring it out later, that allows you to sit back and touch your glutes or upper hamstring. So I had one client once that was using something very high. Now, you also need to work at your level if it challenges you. So if really high is still challenging, then stay there. But they were sitting like hitting really high up on their hamstrings. And I'll show you this later too. And it allowed them to get faster reps, but not really sit in the box squat a lot. So you're going to be, how it works is, imagine I have a bench here or something, but you're just going to be sitting back. So think of sitting your butt back into the chair, touching and coming back up. I like to use my arms for a little counterbalance, up to you. but your knees track over your toes. You sit back, you touch the object and come back up. So we'll be doing some box squats for count, and we'll talk about that later. All right, next on the agenda here. Getting all these demos done. It is important though that you do hit something and that you write down in your journal what height you used. So if a bench is too low or something, put a pillow on it, but just make sure you're touching something. All right, we're gonna demo one last exercise here, and then we're gonna get going. So our last one we're gonna do is an opposite toe touch crunch and a swimmer. Now, I'm gonna move this out of the way temporarily. Sometimes the opposite toe touch crunch can be a little challenging for some people. So how it works is I'm gonna do right hand and left leg. Now you're gonna reach on up and try to touch your toe. If you cannot, or if this exercise gets too hard, well, first off, you can just touch your shin. I have some clients that can only go like this, that's fine. But if it gets too hard, you can do a modified version where you bend your knee and touch your knee, and that makes it a little easier, all right? So we have some modifications here. So you're gonna do this on both sides, and it'll be the same thing. So then it'll be the opposite arm, opposite leg, and we go here. And the goal is that you actually crunch up and your shoulder leaves the ground, and you get a little bit of a crunch and a leg raise at the same time. All right, the last exercise is swimmers, and then we're gonna go right into the workout. Okay, now swimmers, you're laying on your stomach, and your arms go behind your back, and your feet are lifted, and you're gonna spin, so my thumbs point in, I'm gonna spin all the way around, and then I'm going to come overhead, touch, and then come back. And my hands, they rotate from in pointing towards me to rotate forward, overhead, and then I touch my head, and then I come back. If you have any pain in this range of motion, you can just hold a T, or you can do partial range. You can come up and stop before the pain, all right? So that one there, you're just gonna do your best to avoid pain. You can also try and let your hands drag on the ground or floor, and that might help too. All right, so that being said, that is the exercise demos, and we're gonna jump right into the workout. Okay, first one, here we go. This is gonna be an elbow touch balance. So this is a 50-10, 50 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, and we're gonna get started here. And just a quick demo on this one, elbows behind your head, and you're gonna try and touch and keep that balance. Here we go.
Get ready.
All right, 3, 2,
1.
now, do your best on this one. Try to touch knee to elbow. If by chance this is hard and you're touching every time, then maybe regress to just like a tree pose. But what I don't want you to do is hold on to something and then touching knee and elbow while you're holding on, because then it doesn't become a balance exercise anymore. So your goal is just to breathe through your nose, touch knee to elbow, catch your balance like I just did there, and do your best to, even if you have to do slow reps, and just catch your balance. If you can't touch knee to elbow, a lot of my clients can't, that's okay. Breathe through the nose. You have to put your foot down temporarily, that's fine. Come back up, try and catch that rep, working that balance, getting the body warm. 5 seconds left.
1. Rest.
And time. All right, we have a 10-second break between sides. And we're going the other side in 3, 2, and let's go. All right, so we're here. Touch knee to elbow. Come on out. Touch knee. Try to keep this foot hovering. Try not to let it touch the ground unless you have to. So if you have to touch, fine. Breathe through your nose. Try to keep your mouth shut. And you're gonna work here. If you have to touch, it's okay. But remember, if it's too hard, then you're just gonna regress to like a tree pose. And if you have a leg that's worse, that'll be something you might want to work on. There's 15 seconds left. Keep working there. Almost done with this side.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
And time. Okay. We're going to continue warming up the body now. We're going to do a little run in place into some half jacks. All right. We'll talk about that in a second here. This is 1 minute. Here we go.
Get ready.
3, 2, and let's go. All right, so a light run in place. If you can't run, you can just march. Breathe through the nose. Remember, it is important, keep working. I'll tell you when to switch, that you breathe through your nose as much as you can the whole workout. Try mouth tape if you haven't, it is very helpful. Now, in 5 seconds, we're gonna switch to half jacks. You're either gonna do half jacks or step jacks, all right? I'll show you the step jacks. 3, 2, 1, switch. A step jack is just out, and then half jacks are half jacks, all right? So keep working here. Breathe through the nose, getting that body nice and warm. Ten seconds left, keep working.
Three, two, one, rest.
All right. Next on the agenda here, we're going to go into an up and down dog with a toe touch. So I'll just demo this one quickly. You might have seen this before, depending on which classes you've come from. This is 90 seconds. Do your best. If you need to rest, rest. So you're going to have your hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You're going to push up into a down dog. You're going to reach back, try to touch your toes, and then walk your hands a little forward. Come to up dog. Don't let your shoulders jam up by your neck. Keep them down and away. And then you walk back. Do the same thing. Opposite toe touch. All right. Here we go.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right. Push up into down dog. Reach back. Try and touch opposite foot. Get a little stretch here. Walk your hands forward. Relax into an up dog. Let your shoulders be down and away from your ears. Then push yourself back up into a down dog. And then we're going to repeat here. Breathe through that nose. Now, this is 90 seconds. So let's say you get a couple reps and you're tired. Well, you come down, you rest. And then when you're ready, you come back in. Now I'm going to put my mic back on here. You guys keep going. We're halfway here. Working on that up, down dog. Toe touch. Get that body warm. Rest as needed. 25 seconds left. Fifteen seconds.
Three, two, one. Rest.
All right, time there. Okay, now grab a drink. This next series is 16 minutes. This is where we're gonna do that floor press and gorilla row. So how this works is we're gonna do 4 sets here. So if you've already practiced with the weight, you know what weight you're gonna use. It is gonna be about, so it's 4 seconds per rep. So it's gonna be about, give or take, if you're staying accurate with that, around 11, 12 reps, a little bit more for the rows. So you have to be able to do that many rows with the weight and that many floor presses. So choose your weight, write it down in your journal what you're gonna use, and then we're gonna go here and we're gonna do this 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest for 16 rounds. All right, so start with a weak hand here. We went over the floor press. We're gonna go right into this right now. Here we go.
Get ready.
3,
2,
2.
1. Let's go.
All right, press up, rotate in. Elbow stays in tight to your side. Lightly touch the ground, go 3 seconds down. So you're going nice and slow and controlled. Pressing up. 1, 2, 3. Press up. Turn as you press up. This is a nice way to build strength for push-ups. Controlling it down. 10 seconds left.
2, 1. Rest.
Okay, now be careful when you switch the weight. Be careful you don't bring it up by your face. You're just gonna do whatever you can to switch it to the other side of your body. It's good to be safe here. Now we do the other arm, and we're going in 5 seconds. 3,
2, 1.
and let's go.
Let's go.
Press on up and rotate. Slow down. Breathe through the nose. If anyone has any kind of shoulder aggravation here, a tip that you can try is to lightly raise your hips off the ground. It can push your shoulder a little bit back further in the socket, which might help for some people. I've had some clients that have had benefits from that, but ideally, this should be a pain-free move. It's actually really safe for your shoulders because we're keeping the elbow in tight to the side, and we're not letting it go too far back.
1.
Time.
Rest.
Okay, put that weight down. We're going to gorilla row. So you have 15 seconds to stand on up here. Get ready. Feet go wide, sumo stance. Elbow comes on knee.
2, 1. Let's go.
And off we go. Row on up, 2 seconds down. 1, 2. Don't let it hit the floor. Row on up. 1, 2. And we're working here. Breathe through the nose. Turn to the side. So I'm seated back into this squat, braced, and rowing up. 1 second up, 2 seconds down. Now after this round, you should know if you've chosen a good weight. If you can't get all these reps done here, you've chosen too heavy a weight. If you can and have the option to, if you have adjustable dumbbell, you would go down.
2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Now you can stand on up, relax, breathe. Doing the other side here. But don't switch weights now because we got to do the other arm. You can always switch after this round. Ready?
2, 1. Let's go.
All right, off we go here. 2 seconds down. So slow it down on the way down. Don't go too fast. Breathe through that nose. Rowing up back towards that hip. Ten seconds left. Confirm you're still breathing through that nose.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, rest. Now we go back to the other exercise. If you need to change weights, you can always pause. If you're going to stay with this weight, go right ahead. Coming down. Going in 5 seconds.
2, 1. Let's go.
All right, off we go. Press on up. Rotate in. 3 seconds down. Elbow stays in tight to your side. If you do the glute bridge here, you do get the bonus benefit of a little extra glute work. Completely up to you, optional. I brought it up because it has helped some of my clients when anything's going on with their shoulder. Breathe through that nose.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, switch that weight to the other side. Five seconds.
2, 1. Let's go.
All right, now off we go here. Controlling it down, about 3 seconds. We tend to go fast through range of motion. We're weak, so when we slow it down, forces us to move under control. This is a very useful technique with different types of squats and lunges too. Work in here, breathe through that nose, 3 seconds down. Touch the ground, press right on up. Five seconds left.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, we're back up. Round 2, gorilla rows. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, off we go. Same thing, brace, row. About 2 seconds down. Think of pulling that shoulder back in the socket as you row on up here. Breathing through that nose only.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
The nice thing about interval, timer, and tempo reps is you usually don't have to count what you got on each side, but it is good to know and put that in your journal, at least the weights and stuff like that, because if you keep the same tempo, you usually get about the same amount of reps. 3,
2, 1. Let's go.
all right. That's the nice thing about time under tension and timed intervals. Now, if you do notice that you have a weaker arm, never do more on the weaker arm or on the stronger arm. You want to try and match it. So like if you know that you stop at 12 reps on the left and you can do more than that on the right, let's say you had to rest and you were tired, then don't do more on your strong side. Just going to make more of an imbalance. If anything, you should do more on the weak side.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, we're halfway through this. Heading back down. If you've chosen a good weight, you should start to feel challenged about here now.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, press on up and rotate. Now, as you get stronger, it might be a little harder to pick the weights up, and there's different techniques we can use. If you have any problems with that, let me know. I can help you out with some ideas there. But for the most part, most everyone should be pretty good here with the weight they've chosen. But if you do have any issues or any questions, post in the community. Remember, keep that 3 seconds. Sometimes when you're not thinking, even my own brain will just go to like a faster tempo, try and slow it down, control it. Keep that up.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, rest there. All right. 5 seconds. Breathe through that
3,
nose.
2, 1. Let's go.
All right, press on up and rotate. Slow it down. As we work through this program, when push-ups come, this is a great exercise that's going to help make you stronger for push-ups. So if you have a problem with push-ups, floor presses are going to be a great friend for you. But we're also going to use elevation with push-ups, which also helps. So don't worry, but this is a great exercise to get stronger for push-ups. Keep that 3 second negative there. Breathe through that nose.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, we're up for another round.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Now, one thing I could have mentioned too is you should be alternating arms here. If you notice me, I just go right from a right arm bench to a right arm row, but I am just using a light demo weight here. So I'm not really getting a workout here, but it is best to alternate arms. If you've been following my lead, then you know next time to switch arms. But for the most part, going from a push move to a pull move shouldn't affect you too much anyway, but it always is good to alternate arms.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, rest there. I just caught that I'm going from right arm to right arm. So I just want to clarify that. All right, 5 seconds. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Breathe through that nose. Keep that 2-second negative. Control it on the way down. Ten seconds left.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, last round. And I guess if you were following my lead at the end of the day, it's not going to matter anyway because we're doing 2 each anyway, and we're going from left arm to left arm here if you were doing the opposite. But either way, start with your weak arm. Here we go.
1. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Breathe through that nose. Three seconds down. Nice under control. Rotate the top. Last round here.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, switch arms.
Three, 2, 1.
All right,
Let's
off we go. Good control here. 3 seconds down. Matching only what you get each side roughly. Don't let a stronger arm get more. Good control.
Three, 2, 1.
All right, come on up. Let's get ready for the last 2 rows.
Three, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, off we go. Control that negative down. Breathe through that nose. Pulling that shoulder back, rowing back here. Actually kind of warming up the legs a little bit here too.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, last one coming up here. Breathe. All right, let's finish it out strong on this arm. Going in 3.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right. Almost there. Finish it off here. "20 seconds left, and we're wrapped up here. You guys keep working. I'm going to finish off and prepare for the next exercise. 10 seconds left.
3,
All right, guys, made it time. Feel free to get a drink. Write down in your journal, if you haven't, what weight you used. If you counted your reps, were they equal on both sides? What were you getting? Put that down so you know next time you can try and beat it. All right, here we go. Next move here is going to be, feel free to grab a drink, pause the timer if you need it, but otherwise we're going right into an open book now. Now this one here is also a 45-second move here. You're going to be in this 90-degree position here with my knees bent 90 degrees, torso 90 degrees. You can bring your torso a little bit in front of 90 degrees here like this. Hands go behind your head like so, and we're going to open up this book. Here we go.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, open up. Nice slow exhale. Feel a nice stretch here. Should feel great. Then come out of the stretch. We're doing dynamic reps here. And go right back in. Nice slow exhale. Try to keep your feet and knees together. Over time, if sometimes your body will start coming out of this 90 degrees and keep rotating back further and further if you're getting your shoulder to the ground. And if you want more stretch, just bring your torso back in forward again. That'll make the stretch a little more challenging. But it's really, this is a dynamic stretch, so as long as it's feeling good to you,
3,
we're almost done
2,
with this side.
1. Rest.
All right, switch sides. I'll stay facing you guys, so I'm gonna spin. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, open that book on this side. If you have a tighter side here, like we always talk about during mobility, that would be an option to spend more time when you have time, not now, on that tighter side. Always good to work on those asymmetries. Try to get yourself more balanced out, especially if it's a big asymmetry. Keep working there. Come out, get ready for the next move.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right. Okay, so now we are going to go into those knee over toe calves. All right. So we talked about these earlier. So this one here, remember, head over to a wall. Something you can put your hands on. Now, depending on where you've come from in this series, calves can get really sore. So just be careful here and rest as needed. This would be something where you might want to write your reps down and try and beat this next time. Here we go.
Get ready.
Forward lean, bend those knees.
1. Let's go.
All right, coming all the way up, coming down, driving those heels to the floor. My knees are over my toes. My knees, hips, and shoulders are mostly in a straight line. So I come all the way up, feel those calves fire, come all the way down. You can go nice and slow here. You don't have to go fast. Try and drive the heels to the floor. Feel a little stretch down by your ankles. Now, as stated, let's say your knees start feeling a little off, straighten your legs and continue the calves. This strengthens the knees, this knee over toe move here, but if it bothers them, you'd want to come out. We never work through pain. You can come out, do a couple calves, come back in, see if they're okay, because we do have still more leg work coming up, so you don't want to aggravate any knees. But like I said, this is going to help get them stronger. You're halfway. So let's say you're tired, just stretch it out. You can, if you're really feeling a stretch, you can straighten one leg and lean forward. This is a runner stretch. We do this in mobility sometime. But otherwise, just keep going here. Rest as needed. Breathe through that nose. Now with knee over toe calves, It's a little harder on this one to get to 100 reps in 2 minutes. Can be done, but because of the positioning and stuff, you can't go as fast as the other one. But an end goal here would be as close to 100 or around 100. It is possible though. There's 12 seconds left. Keep working there.
Three, two, one. Rest.
All right. At any point, you can always pause, get an extra drink. You can always grab one now if you want. All right, get some blood flow in our calves. Now we're going to warm up our legs with some sumo squats. Now we haven't talked too much about these, but it's a standard sumo squat. Be sure that your feet are pointed out and you drive your knees out here, almost like they call it, almost like a horse stance too. Here we go. We're going to do 60 seconds as a warm up here.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, so drive the knees out and then come on up. So my knees are trying to drive out, so I'm actually feeling my hips work here a little bit. Breathing through that nose. Remember, if you have any type of knee pain, if you get it at a certain depth, so you don't want to so let's say if I was getting it right about here, I would stop just above that and my squats might look like this. Over time with mobility work, soft tissue work, you can usually improve any spots like that you might have. But in general, remember, we never work through pain. If you have any questions, you can post in the app. Wall sits are usually a great starting move for anybody. You can sub those in a lot of different workouts. 10 seconds left.
Three, two, one. Rest.
All right, now we're going to work our tibialis muscle. For 90 seconds, this tends to be the most undertrained muscle in the body, but it's really good for preventing shin splints and other type of injuries. So what we're going to do here is butts on a wall. My feet are about a foot off the wall or so. Hands go on knees, legs stay straight. We pull the toes up. All right, quick demo. And we're going 90 seconds here.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right, pull those toes up as high as you can. Come on down. This muscle does not get sore that easily, so you can do a lot of reps and get a really big burn here, and it will not get too sore. So feel free to burn it out. If you need to rest, then you rest. Then you come back in when you can and get some more reps. Now I'm going to set up my bench for the next series here. This is another one if you want to count your reps. It is good because then you can always try and beat it by a few reps the next time, just like your calves. Now in a lot of these bodyweight moves, keep working there. You can improve just by trying to beat your number of reps. But in the series like we just did with the floor press and the rows, sometimes you might be at a weight where you might be able to do a heavier weight for one round and then switch to a lower weight, and that's how you'd improve there. So you might slowly try and add a little heavier weight into each round and then try and build up over time, or add one extra rep each round. Just small things that you can do to get better. Guys, keep working. There's 5 seconds left. All right, time there. Okay, so we're gonna go to our box squats. I'm bringing my bench back over here. Now this series here is going to be a 3-minute series. Let me pause this, hold on a second. Okay, so in this one here, remember I said that you need to touch your butt to something. So I have this bench here. My feet are going to be mostly straight. We talked about this before, and I'm going to sit my butt back and touch. So see, right about my upper hamstrings, my butt is touching the bench. I come right back up. That's the rep you want. If this were, say, too hard, I could put a pillow down and touch that, but we're not resting, so we're not sitting and then coming up. It's just a light touch to the object and come right back up. Some of my clients try to like bounce off it, and that's okay, I guess, but I like to stay under control. But like I said, it's not so much just a sit at all. It's just a touch and come back up. Now we're gonna go for 3 minutes here. And how this works is you're gonna count your reps and see how many you get in 3 minutes. And then you're going to write that down. And next time we do this workout, you're gonna beat it. It's just a nice pace. You pace yourself and just do your best. So like if I wanted to change the height, I could put something like this. So to give you an example, and now I'm hitting a little bit higher. But you don't wanna be, one last tip here, and then we're gonna start. You don't wanna be somewhere like this, where when I sit back, I'm just hitting high hamstring, because I'm not getting as much reps. So just put down where you're gonna be touching and try to find a good height and just do your best. So here we go. This is 3 minutes. Have my other timer here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So sit back, touch, come on up. Now, sometimes it's nice to pace yourself here. So you're breathing through your nose. And let's say that I was new at this. I might do every 5 or 10 reps and then take a break, right? So I'm gonna put this timer down. Breathe through the nose. So we're counting our reps. So let's say that was 10. So I could rest there. So you can choose, I'll be calling out the times here. We're 30 seconds in. So you can choose the number you wanna hit. Maybe you wanna rest at like 45 seconds. I'll keep calling out the times as we go through here. You're just gonna do your best. Maybe you wanna hit a certain number. That was 45 seconds. Some of my clients have gotten over 150. That was 1 minute, all right? Remember, if you have any pain, you don't wanna push through pain. So let's say if my knee was bothering me, maybe I would just say partial reps and just finish from there, all right? So we never wanna work through pain. Working through pain is just gonna bring more pain. Minute 15. Once again, any questions, post in the community. Halfway. Check in with yourself. How are you doing? Are you breathing through the nose still? Are your feet mostly straight? Are you sitting your butt back? Are your reps still just as good? First rep and last rep should look the same. Minute 45. Usually as you go along, you tend to do a little less reps. So if your first minute you got, 40, whatever it may be, we're 2 minutes in. But just do your best. Be careful, make sure you control your breathing. If your breathing gets so high, still try and breathe in through your nose, but exhale out your mouth. 2:15. Coming up on almost getting there. We are 2:30. 30 seconds to go. $2:45, 15 seconds left, guys. Keep working. I'm gonna put this out of the way. Three, 2, 1, and time. All right. Grab a drink. Write down your number. We are gonna be taking another nice dynamic stretch after that work there. Catch your breath. All right, we're gonna do a bootstrapper now. So this is our hamstring stretch where you can use your hands to support your legs and then support your upper body, that is, on your legs, and you're gonna lock out. So if you really tip your hips forward here, you don't have to bend over too far to get a stretch. You can lock out here and still feel a stretch. I'm gonna go 60 seconds here. Now, if you want to hinge over, you could.
Get ready.
3.
3.
But sometimes after doing a lot of leg work, you might not want to. try and control your breathing, so you can just lock out here, 2 seconds, 1, 2, relax. Like I said, the more you tip your hips forward, the bigger the stretch you'll feel here. But if you wanted to come down, you could. You can lock out here, just 2 seconds, 1, 2, relax. You can put your, if you can lock out with your hands under your toes, you can do that. 2-second lockout, and then we come out. So we're still keeping the stretch dynamic. Pay attention to your body. If anything's bothering you, you need to come up, come on up. Lock out high, never feels good here. Two seconds at a time, breathe through that nose, recover. Nice dynamic stretch here, keep working. There's 15 seconds left.
Three, two, one. Rest.
All right, time there. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the opposite toe touch crunch and swimmers. All right. So this series here is 40 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. You do each side of an opposite toe touch crunch, and then we do the swimmer, all right? So it's 5 total minutes of work. Remember the modifications for each move if you need it. I'll go over them as we go through this, but we're gonna start now. Doesn't matter which side you start with, unless you have, if you have some kind of pain in a hip or something, maybe try to start with that leg or shoulder to make sure you're okay here. But remember, we never work through pain. Here we go. So I'm gonna do right arm, left leg. 3, 2, let's go. So I'm reaching up, try to touch your toe if you can. If you cannot, don't worry about it. Touch whatever you can reach here. Remember the alternate, the modification here. So my shoulder's coming off the ground. I'm getting a little crunch up here. If I can't touch my toe, I touch my shin. One of my clients can only get to here, that's fine. But if you need to, you can bend the knee, all right? Otherwise, keep that leg straight, lift that. If your head bothers you, you can use your hand to support your head, your opposite hand. Some of my clients, their neck might bother them, so you would do that. Time, 10-second break. Breathe through that nose, like always. A lot of people switch to mouth breathing. We want to make sure we catch that. Let's go. So if you need that support, you can put your hand behind your head. We're crunching up here. To make this harder, you go faster. Otherwise, just take whatever pace you can do. If you can't touch, remember, just do your best, whatever you can reach. Breathe through that nose. Support your head with your hand if you need to. Time. We flip to our stomach. Now, pay attention to your body here. Hands go behind your back. Lift your feet if you can. Now, hands are pointing in. We lift, spin around. My thumbs rotate down to the floor. They rotate forward. They rotate overhead. I touch my head as long as I feel no pain. Come back the same pattern. Touch behind my back. Go again. Try to look down at the ground the whole time here. If you have pain, first thing you can do is let your hands drag on the floor. See if that reduces the pain. And if not, you might have to like hold in a T. There's 10 seconds left. All right. Back to opposite toe touch crunch. Now do your best. Quick switch, it's only 10 seconds. Off we go. So if you are really tired, you can try this one. The goal is that you do kind of reach up and crunch. So if you're doing this one, still try and get that shoulder off the ground a little bit if you can. And rather than just kind of just moving an arm and a leg. But if that's all you can truly do is just this, that is fine. Just do your best. Just mark down what level in your journal, and over time you will get stronger. Breathe through that nose. Time. Other side. 10-second break. Breathe through that nose. Let's go. Crunching up. Breathing through that nose. Opposite hand for support on the head if you need it. If you get tired, remember you can just rest a second and then come back in when you can. Try to balance out your reps per side. If you're not counting, that's okay. Sometimes over time you maybe want to. Time there. All right, last one. All right, here we go. Try to keep those hands high if you can. Head's looking down at the ground. Breathing through that nose. You guys have 15 seconds left. Keep working. And time. All right. We are down to our cool down point right now. Now, we're going to do a kneeling hip flexor stretch for 50 seconds. If you want a knee pad for this, if you think your knee is going to bother you on a mat, you can do that. But this one is going to be up like this. And we're going to lean on in and get a stretch in this hip flexor. Here we go.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right. So I'm going to lean on in here, squeeze my butt, and come in, feel a stretch in this hip. Adjust your position. Do you feel a stretch in this back hip? If you need to come further out, go ahead. I also like to lightly kick my foot in the ground. Nice stretch. After all that ab work, this should feel really nice here. Breathe through that nose, as always. Put any notes in your journal that you would like to about this workout. Next time you repeat it, you always try and do a little better if you can, and check your notes.
3, 2, 1.
Time there. Switch sides. All right, here we go. 3,
2, 1. Let's
Same thing. Try to squeeze your butt, kick it in the ground lightly. Feel that stretch in the front of that hip. We got one last little stretch after this. Then this session is all wrapped up. Most people are really tight in their hip flexors. This tends to be a good one. And the reason why we do couch often, or sometimes I will assign couch as homework, depending if you're really tight there. Homework should be discussed in the app in one of the sections. If you don't know what that is, check the community.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, and now we're gonna go to a child's pose. So we're gonna just sit on back here, walk our hands out,
3, 2, 1.
lean back,
Let's go.
and relax. Now in this one here, if you can really slow your breathing down and breathe in for 5 seconds, try to fill your diaphragm here. If your weight is on your stomach, it will expand into your obliques and low back. Should feel really nice. And then do a nice slow exhale. So big inhale, expand, nice slow exhale all through your nose. When you breathe in, you may feel yourself rising because if your diaphragm's compressed onto your knees, off of your body, and you might even lift off a little bit. And as you exhale, everything's going to relax down. We are wrapping up here for this workout in 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
That is it for the workout. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the session. You can click like here if you did. You can watch another one up here, and you can subscribe up here. And if you want to learn more about the TA4 longevity system, just check the text below this video. There'll be some information how you can get some more information. Otherwise, thanks again. Have a great day.